here, although it was like 13-hour flight and I'm flying back to Korea today. But it's just great to be here. And so, well, briefly, I'll be going over the access to medicine issue in Korea and us, UAEM Korea. We just started a chapter in Korea on September 19th, so it's like a month ago. And so in Korea, we have national health insurance that's mandatory, and it covers about 97% of the population. So with this national health insurance, we have universal health care, and the Korean health system is quite functional, although it has some loopholes. And as for the pharmaceutical industry, the Korean market is the 13th largest one in the world. And the industry used to produce only generics, but then it's starting to develop its own new drugs. And government is putting a lot of investment for the industry, mostly in infrastructure, but they're also increasing the investment for biologics. So Korea has some advantages for initiating some projects in biologics. So what I want to say for this slide is, Korea is becoming an influential consumer and producer in the global pharmaceutical industry. Next slide. And again, with national health insurance, most of the drugs are covered. So access to medicine hasn't been much of an issue. And it's interesting that we have low healthcare expenditure, but then the drug expenditure out of health expenditure is very high, well, relative to the OECD countries. And so is out-of-pocket money expenditure. So it's quite ironic in a sense that we do have national health insurance that covers most of the pharmaceuticals and health services, but then still people are paying a lot on their own, and most of the times they do have their private health insurance as well. And in order to target this OP expenditure, our President Jae Moon started the program called Moon Care. So it's about expanding the national health insurance coverage and lowering the cap for OP expenditure. Next slide, please. And so since we have universal healthcare, we didn't think of access to meds issue very much. But then in 2001, you know the company called Novartis, they started to launch Gleevec in Korea. Well, but then it demanded really high for the drug. It was like $1,700 US per month for just one patient. So patient groups and civil society organizations, they came together and protested against Novartis. And although it ended up not in good terms, well, that's how the A2M movement started in Korea. But still, voices for A2M are weak, and much of the public R&D investment is focused on economic aspects like increasing exports and increasing jobs, but then it's not really about meeting the health needs of the population. So from now, I want to talk about us, UAEM Korea. Again, so we started about a month ago, and we have 6 members over there. So we have members from Yonsei University and also Korea University. And in the next spring, we're trying to recruit more members and expand our chapter. So for this year, we're focusing on the theme called orphan drugs. Those are the drugs for rare diseases. So I think that's one of the blind spots in the Korean health system. Like we do have like health system for the majority of people, but then for rare disease patients, we don't have like much access to those programs or pharmaceuticals. Yeah, and we're planning a lot of fun projects. So with the NGO called Human Asia, we're planning workshops at local schools, and also we're trying to run some booths at festivals like human rights festivals. And another interesting project from our chapter is Humans of Essential Medicine in called UAEM. So it's pretty much like Humans of New York. You might have heard of Humans of New York. So while we're doing our campaigns and we're doing our projects, I'm pretty sure we're meeting a lot of people from various backgrounds. So we want to get to their personal stories, like how do you think about this issue? Like what made you get into this issue and how do you feel about it? So we strongly believe that the core value, like the core mission of campaigns is getting to like people and moving hearts. So that's what we are trying to do with this UAEM project. Can you go to the previous slide? Yeah. So we're quite active on our SNS accounts like Facebook and Instagram, but somehow we're having technical issues on Instagram, but we'll get to it. And we do have like Gmail address, so in case if you want to reach out to us, please do so. So stay tuned and stay connected. Thank you.